Good morning all my dear students. So this it is our fourth lecture of engineering materials. In this lecture we will see what is nanotechnology, what are some materials in that nanotechnology. This it is only the introduction and some materials we will see in that nanotechnology. What is nanotechnology first of all? Nanotechnology is the collaboration of the physics, chemistry, biology, computer and material science integrated with engineering entering the nanoscales. This means science and engineering focused on making the particles, things and devices at the atomic and molecular scale. This it is very good interdisciplinary approach. Here number of branches of science are trying to make any material or the particles or things or devices at very nano scale, and that is nothing but the nanotechnology. What are nanomaterials? We have to see what are the nanomaterials here. What are the nanomaterials? When we can see that material, it is nanomaterial. Nanomaterials are defined as materials with at least one external dimension in the size range from approximately 1 to 100 nanometers. Out of its dimension, at least one dimension, it should be in this size range. What is that range? It is only 1 to 100 nanometers. Then only we can say that material it is nanomaterial. Now naturally occurring, that is physically and chemically heterogeneous and often termed as ultra fine particles. So if naturally occurring materials are there, we are saying that particles are ultra fine particles. Now in engineering, this we can design that with very specific properties, and these properties are related to shape, size, surface properties and chemistry. So nanomaterials in that we will see. We know the conversion of that millimeter scale, that is 1 meter is equal to 1000 millimeter. But if we want to see that in terms of object, then some objects are shown here with their size. Like two ants are shown and its size it is only 5 millimeter. Fly is there, its size it is only 3 millimeter. Then one object it is shown, its size it is only 1 millimeter. So we can compare how much size of that. Then one more, it is micrometer scale. This also we know. What is that? 1 millimeter is equal to 1000 micrometer, and this actually we can't see with naked eyes. But if any object that is there, like one red eye of fruit fly is there, its size it is only 400 micrometer. Then a red blood cell it is shown, its size it is only 8 micrometer. Then if we want to see size of that nanometer, so that is 1 micrometer is equal to 1000 nanometer. So this size it is very small and we can't see that object. Which objects we can measure in terms of that nanometer? That are only viruses and DNA. Like objects are shown, its size it is only from 50 to 100 nanometer, or only 2 nanometer its size it is there. So we can't see that with naked eyes. This it is the size of our nanomaterial, and with that nanomaterial also we can work, we can prepare that device, we can prepare that material, and that material we can use it for different purposes. Good morning all my dear students. So this it is our fourth lecture of engineering materials. In this lecture we will see what is nanotechnology, what are some materials in that nanotechnology. This it is only the introduction and some materials we will see in that nanotechnology. What is nanotechnology first of all? Nanotechnology is the collaboration of the physics. This it is also one example of nanomaterial, that is quantum dot. Here also you can see its size. This it is, we can't see it with our naked eyes. This it is shown, its peak it is shown. This it is nothing but the rainbow of that quantum dot. its preparation, it can be done with number of processes, but one it is mechanical, that is physical process also we can use, and that is milling. Here the basic material, this it is coarsely grinded, and then we can get or we can convert that basic material into its micro scale, that is from centimeter to millimeter to micrometer to nanometer. So coarsely grinding it is done. From that we can get that material up to nanometer, up to micrometer, and then fine grinding it is done, and then we can get that material in terms of nanometer scale. Now we will see some important applications of nanomaterials. First application of that nanomaterial, it is nanophase ceramics. What are the nanophase ceramics? Nanophase ceramics are the ceramics that are nanophase materials, that is the material that is having grain size under 100 nanometer. Now what is difference in between these two, normal ceramics and that of nanophase ceramics? Structure of both it is same. Structure of nanophase ceramics, it is not too different than that of ceramics, but difference it is there in amount of their surface area. The main difference it is amount of surface area per mass. So particles of ceramics have small surface areas, but when those particles are shrunk to within a few nanometers, the surface area of the same amount of a mass of a ceramics greatly increases. So same amount of normal ceramic and that of nanophase ceramics, if we will compare, then surface area of the nanophase ceramics, it is more than that of surface area of ceramic. Now why these materials are of particular interest? Because they are more ductile at elevated temperature. So nanophase silicon, if it is there, so this it is different than that of normal silicon in physical and electronic properties. So we can apply it or we can use it in macroscopic semiconductor processes to create new devices. Now the second application of nanomaterial, it is nanostructured semiconductors. For example, that are the quantum dots. Now these quantum dots show unique optical properties. These show quantum confinement effects which lead to special properties like luminescence. This luminescence in silicon powders and silicon germanium quantum dots as infrared optoelectronic devices. So there we can use these nanostructure semiconductors that are the quantum dots. So this it is for luminescence, we can use that quantum dots. Next application of nanomaterial, it is we can use it for the production of gas tight materials, dense parts and porous coatings. Why? Because these are having cold welding property. What is that cold welding? Cold welding, it is also called as contact welding. This it is a solid state welding process in which joining takes place without any heating, without any fusion, and this it is in that interface of the two parts where the welding is to be done. So the cold welding property is there of that nanomaterials. So that cold welding property combined with ductility, it makes them suitable for metal bonding, and especially in electronic industry this property it is used. So nano sized metallic powders, we can use it for production of gas tight materials. Next application of nanomaterial is magnetic composites. We can use it. Now before that, what is that magnetic nanocomposite? Magnetic nanocomposites are multi-component materials, and these are typically nano-sized magnetic material to trigger the response to an external stimulus. So that is external static or alternating magnetic field if it is there, so it will give the response. Now these nanomagnetic composites are used for mechanical force transfer, that is ferrofluids, or for high density information storage where the details of 3D image can be stored, and magnetic refrigeration. There also we can use that nanomagnetic composite. Next application of nanomaterial, it is nanostructured metal composite metal oxide thin films are receiving growing attention for the realization of gas sensors. Why? Because these are having enhanced sensitivity and selectivity for the gases. That gas can be NOx, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, methane, and some aromatic hydrocarbons. So because of its increased sensitivity or enhanced sensitivity and selectivity, these nanostructure metal oxides can be used for gas sensors of different gases. Nano MnO2, that can be used for rechargeable batteries for cars and consumer goods. Then that nano TiO2, that can be used for high transmission. This silicon films can be used for highly transparent contacts in a thin film solar cell. Nanostructure titanium oxide, this porous films can be used for transmission. So significant and number of applications are there of these nanomaterials. What makes technology at the nanoscale different from technology at the microscale? Nanomaterials exhibit different properties than that of bulk material because of the structural features of the nanomaterials are in between those of atoms and the bulk material. So the properties of materials with nanometer are significantly different from those of atoms and the bulk material. These properties are mainly due to the nanometer size. Now we will see one by one the difference in their properties and how they are different from the bulk material and that of atom. Now, why the properties of nanomaterials are different and special from the bulk material? This it is because of some reasons. So one by one we will see the reason. First reason it is greater surface area to volume ratio. Now here, as objects get smaller and smaller, they have much greater surface area to volume ratio. Like example, we will see this one, it is a cube of 10 centimeter. Its surface area it is 600 centimeter square and volume it is of 1000 centimeter cube. So if we will take the ratio of surface area to volume ratio, so that is nothing but 0.6 as to 1. But if the size of that cube it is smaller, like size of that cube it is for example 2 centimeter, its surface area it will be 24 centimeter square and its volume it will be 8 centimeter square. So its ratio it will be 3 as to 1. Because of this, means because of increase in surface area to volume ratio, this it will result in more surface dependent material properties. Whenever the size of the materials it is comparable to length, then the entire material it will be affected by the surface properties of the nanomaterial, and because of that this it will give rise to enhanced or modified properties of the bulk material. For example, if nanoparticles are there, we can use that as a very active catalyst, or we can use that as chemical sensors for nanoparticles and nanowires. This it will enhance the sensitivity and the sensor selectivity also, and this it is because of the greater surface area to volume ratio. Now the second reason in change in properties, that is quantum effects. This quantum confinement effect it is observed when the size of the particle is too small, and we can compare that size to the wavelength of the electron. Because of that, what will happen? The particle size is so much reduced that its diameter is comparable with wavelength of electron, and because of that electron has confinement for its movement, and this it is nothing but the quantum effect. Because of this quantum effect, it leads to increased band gap, which will in turn change in electronic and optical properties of material. For example, LED, so that is made from quantum dots. We can means this material it is promising in future optoelectronics. So this it is the second reason for the change in properties, that is the quantum effect. Third important reason behind the different properties, it is the reduced imperfection. This it is also an important factor in determination of the properties of nanomaterials. Nanostructures and nanomaterials favors a self-purification process. This process it occurs during nanomaterials being made from bulk. So whenever annealing it is done, so its impurities, its intrinsic defects present in material, it will move towards the surface and thereby it will remove. So because of that, its self purification it is done. As a result, this nano level or chemical stability it will increase, and because of that there will be enhancement in its mechanical properties as compared to the bulk material, because this material it is having less imperfection. If imperfections are there, that are very less than that of bulk material. So because of no impurity, because of less imperfection, this material it is different than that of bulk material with enhanced mechanical properties. So this it is the third reason behind the different properties. Now the next we have to see, that is classification of nanomaterials. This classification of nanomaterials, it is based on the number of dimensions which are in the nanoscale region, that is less than that of 100 nanometer. According to that, four classes are there: 0 dimensional, 1 dimensional, 2 dimensional and 3 dimensional. So we will see that in detail now. Now we will see that classification in detail. Nanostructured materials are classified as 0 dimensional, 1 dimensional, 2 dimensional and 3 dimensional nanostructures. First class, it is 0 dimensional. Here spheres and clusters are there. Here all dimensions of that material are in nanoscale, that is within the nanoscale. So no dimension of that material it is above than that of or greater than that of 100 nanometer. Example for that, it is quantum dots and nanoparticles. Then the second class, it is one dimensional nanostructure, that is any one dimension out of the three dimensions is outside the nanoscale. So two dimensions are within the nanoscale. Example of that, it is nanorods and nanowires. The third class of that nanomaterial, it is two dimensional nanomaterials. Here any two dimensions are outside the nanoscale. So any two dimensions from the three dimensions, that is outside the nanoscale, that is only one dimension it will be within the nanoscale. Example for that, it is graphene nanofilms. Then the fourth class, it is three dimensional nanomaterials. Here what will happen, all the three dimensions of that material it will be the outside nanoscale. So no dimension it will be within nanoscale. These are called as the bulk nanomaterials. Though it's no any one dimension, it will be not in within the nanoscale, but this it is its size it is very less than that of bulk material. This it is somewhat greater than that of nanomaterial. So this it is also called as the nanomaterial, but it is bulk nanomaterial, and this it is the fourth class, that is three dimensional nanomaterial. Here examples are bulk material, nanotubes and nano layers are there. Now next we have to see the important properties of nanomaterials. First property, it is optical property. The fascinating and useful properties of nanomaterials are there in their optical properties. Various applications are there because of these optical properties, and that it includes their use in optical detector, laser, sensor, imaging, display, then solar cells, photo catalyst, biomedicine. There we can use because of the optical properties. Now these optical properties, it depend on parameters such as size, shape, surface characteristic and other variable including doping, or interaction with the surrounding environment or other nanostructure. Shape can have dramatic influence on optical properties of nanostructures. For example, if we are changing simple change, if it is there in size of cadmium selenium, a semiconductor, then it from semiconductor to nano size particle, it alters the optical property of that cadmium selenium nanoparticles. We can see here, if the size it is from it or it will range from 2.3 nanometer to 5.5 nanometer of that cadmium selenium, then we can get the different optical properties. Then the same it is there for gold nanomaterials. If its size it will change from 15 nanometer to 7.5 AR, then here it's as its size it will change, then we will get the different optical properties. Same it is there here, it is also it is shown that this it is as size and shape it is change of that cadmium selenium of semiconductor to nano size, then here there will be the change in their optical property. Second property it is electrical property. Conductivity of a bulk or large material, it does not depend on the dimensions, like it does not depend on the diameter or area of cross section and twist in conducting wire, but it is found that in case of carbon nanotube, conductivity it changes with the change in area of cross section. So it is also observed that conductivity also changes with some shear force if it is given to the nanotube. So conductivity of a multi-walled carbon nanotube, this it is different than that of single nanotube of same dimension, because this it is the change in their dimension. With decreasing diameter of the wire, the number of electron wave modes contributing to the electrical conductivity, it is becoming increasingly smaller and smaller, but it is by well defined quantized steps. So at a time only one electron wave mode it is observed which transport the electric current. Because of that, its electrical properties are also different than that of the bulk material. Then the next it is mechanical properties. Mechanical properties of metal or ceramics in nanostructure, it enhances and it is influenced by porosity, grain size and feelers which we are using. For example, if polymer composite it is made by using polymer matrix and nanoparticles, nanorods or nanotubes, then it leads to significant increase in mechanical properties. Why? Because that nanostructures are with less imperfection or less impurity is there, and because of that there will be enhancement in its mechanical property. We can use that in silicates in polymer matrix. This it will enhance the thermal properties also. So there will be change in its thermal and in mechanical properties because of the nanoparticles. Last one property it is magnetic properties. Now bulk gold and platinum, these two are non-magnetic, but their nanoparticles are magnetic. Now non-magnetic bulk material can be made ferromagnetic in nanostructure by capping the surface atoms with the magnetic nanoparticles. Now for example, nanoparticles of palladium, platinum, gold, these are obtained from non-magnetic bulk materials, but palladium and platinum it becomes magnetic at nano level because there is decrease in the size of that palladium and platinum. And gold becomes magnetic if capping it is done of that gold with some magnetic nanoparticles. So because of that we can make change in its magnetic property of any material which is actually non-magnetic if it is in bulk. But if we want to change its magnetic property, then in some cases because of the nano size it will change, or in some cases capping of that material it can be done with some magnetic particles. Thank you.